Taurus, this is your monthly reading for May, which is your birth month. So I hope you're having a great month so far. Some of you Taurians will have already celebrated your solar return from the 20th of April onwards, but others are looking forward to it. My name is Finn, and this is Magic 7 Tarot. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to do a Magic 7 Tarot spread for you, and then we'll pull a couple of oracle cards to see what's up for the month of May. All right, Taurus, so if you want to concentrate with me and take a couple of deep breaths, Eternal Spirit, please guide us for Taurus for the month of May. That's Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. And if you don't know the difference, I have a video in my general educational videos that can point the way to understand the different influences. So, Sun, Moon, Rising, Taurus for the month of May. We desire to know the truth, Spirit. I'll just shuffle and cut the cards here. Eternal Spirit, Taurus for May. I desire to know the truth for Taurus. I do this 3 times in 3 piles. That's just my method. Everybody has their own style, and that's what I've been doing for many, many moons. Taurus, for the month of May, we desire to know the truth for Taurus. All right. So we're going to do past, present, future, what you need to control, the environment, what opposes you, and the final outcome of this reading. Of course, this extends a little past May into June, and it goes back before into April. All right. In the past, we had business activity, the Ace of Scepters, okay, and that's reversed. So some struggles with business. It could be lots of like activity, business activity is the general sort of notion of this card, but it's thoughts related to business or promotion or self-promotion, getting your thing together and telling people about it, okay? And that activity is lots of energy, and it's possible that there could be arguments involved with that, and so I'll know a little better as I go through the cards, but know that this business activity, this is a positive influence. I mean, I sort of believe all the cards are positive in some respects. How you use the energy is what it's all about. Okay, so there certainly could have been some kind of conflict related to business or money, or simply, getting your thing out there, starting a new business, promoting it, and so forth. Okay. All right. So in the present, we have the Horseman of Swords reversed. So I worry that maybe you're burning the candle at both ends, and Taurus, and putting a bit of, you're a determined person, and this could be, determination, but it also represents struggle. When it's reversed, it's a bit more about struggle, but it's thoughts that are against you, working against you. So hopefully those aren't your own thoughts. I'll be able to tell as the cards get pulled, but whenever I see this card, I want you to take a step back, take a few deep breaths, and really try to focus on what's important, okay? Because it could be some strife, some difficult feelings, some difficult situations, and obviously related to this, so if there was some quarrels in the past, this is bad feelings, okay? And if you're just getting going, starting a business, starting a venture, putting energy in, this could be the burnout moment where you're just like, I can't go another minute. Listen, Taurus, you have a lot of resilience when it comes to getting stuff done. And but you're just human too, right? So you have to know when to stop or, take a step back. Let's look at the next card and I'll have a little sense here. Okay, so we have the Seven of Cups reversed. So this could be, changing of the home. It's a lot of, it's affections, okay? And so, it's like if you had some quarrels in the past or difficulties in the past that leading to this burnout moment or bad feelings. This is a kind of regret for that, right? And so that's why you need to tread lightly today, in the present, to make this a bit less, sorrowful. Okay. This is a lot of emotion. This is also illusion, and it has to do with changing your home, um, or living situation. um, and that's a very general statement. Living situation could mean anything from rearranging the couch to getting your own place and so forth. I don't really see a romantic situation ending here, but these are bad feelings. There's no way around it. And I want you to like pay attention to this in the present and try to mitigate these feelings as much as possible, knowing that into the immediate future you're going to feel regret about anything that maybe you've said out of anger, or you know uh, off the cuff, right? Just something that you kind of sometimes we blurt things out, right? And Taurians, my I have 3 planets in Taurus actually, and so I know a lot about Taurus energy. And uh there's sort of quiet, right? There's this kind of quiet determination, but pushed to the edge, they could be pretty acerbic and angry. Okay, they lose their cool eventually, it's like the slow build, right? You're okay, you're okay, you're okay. Now it's not okay. This is the not okay moment. Okay. Okay. All right, let's see what you need to control in this situation. All right, we have the Materialist, Arcanum 22. So in the Brotherhood of Light Tarot, which I use, the Egyptian Tarot, 22 upright is the Materialist, 22 reversed is the Adept. So uh, this is about coercion. So if you're trying to get someone else to do, your bidding for you, or if you're trying to get someone else to do something against their will, you got to watch out for that. That is not leading anywhere good. By the same token, if someone else is trying to manipulate the situation into their benefit, you got to be on the lookout for that, because this is not in relation to this card. I'm concerned for you. I'm concerned that uh, things aren't what they seem. I'm looking at this card now. This card's calling me. So let me just tune into it here. Um, this could be quite a bit of sorrow. If the it's kind of proportional to this. The more bad feelings you have, the more sorrow you're going to have. Uh, Cooperation, that's the word. Okay, the more you can cooperate with the situation, the people involved in the situation, the more positive the outcome. Okay, what is the environment? Okay, so now we have a person involved here. So this is the Jack of Swords, the Youth of Swords. So this is a very practical person. It could be yourself, right? I mean, these two are related, right? And say that this is the person with the bad feelings. So this is a very practical person, can be cold, calculating, planning, systematic. And this is the whole environment. It's kind of like, and if it's you, and it could definitely be you, it's also Earth. Uh, uh, this is like you're not giving yourself a break versus someone else. So you need to back off, Taurus, okay? You back off yourself, find the time to meditate or go for a walk every day. Do a little stretch, something. Take some time for yourself. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, okay? And this Jack can be pretty dull, all right? So I want you to just be cautious for yourself, and uh, don't manipulate the situation to try to get a better deal. Don't manipulate the situation to try to come out on top. There's no coming out on top when there's these cards. There's just degrees of difficulty. Okay? It's challenging. It's a challenging situation where, well, let me see how it plays out. But, right now it's a no-win situation, I would say. Bad feelings leading to like a struggle, not a power struggle, but maybe a struggle within yourself, leading to like kind of regret or sorrow. What opposes you? Okay, I'm gonna now this is a bit clearer now. Okay, so this is Arcanum 17, reversed. What opposes you is illusion. Okay, believing something to be true when it's not. That's what I'm going to say. So this card is also illusion, or seeing things as they are. And when you push things, sometimes they reveal, uh, or this sadness and difficulty is making you wish things were some way that they're not. So you need to look at the truth of the matter, and you need to tune into it. Okay, obviously these are general readings that I'm doing, kind of like the emotional weather report. So this is the energy that I'm picking up for you, Taurus, for this month. If you want to dive deeper, I do private sessions, where I can, and the link's in the description, where you can ask me a specific question about a specific situation. We can go deep on it. But you need to be cautious of people manipulating the situation, people without your best interest at heart, some kind of like calculating, manipulative, coercive energy or person, and you kind of buying what people are telling you to be the truth, when I don't actually think that that's the case. So you got to watch out for what is true. And how does this resolve? Okay. This is the Arcanum 8 reversed, the balance, also known as justice. And uh, this is also a Capricorn. Uh, so there could be a legal matter. I mean, this could be legal issues, like a lawsuit of some kind. Um, Certainly a battle, a struggle, a power struggle. Okay. This is not terribly fortuitous. Okay. This is heavy duty amount of labor. Okay. And just because it's reversed doesn't mean it plays out against you, but it's not terribly favorable at the moment. So what I want you to do is really distinguish truth from illusion here, when it comes to people and situations. That's the way through this, to kind of turn it towards the positive a bit. Okay. um, and if you feel like you're being coerced, you are. If you're trying to coerce someone else, don't cooperate with them. Okay, because you can control part of this, right? Like it's like you're on a ship in a storm. Okay, and you could just go with whichever direction it's taking you, or you can make subtle corrections here. So the first correction is chill out. Okay, chill out. The second correction is, don't believe what people are selling. What they're telling you isn't the full truth. And this plays out to that, right? So now, if you're not telling the full truth to someone else or to yourself, I mean, this is also a way that you can manage this energy. This is challenging energy. There's no doubt about it. But, at the same time, Taurians have a great ability to kind of muster determination. And so the more determined you are for a positive outcome, rather than being right, I mean, I really want you to, sometimes the best outcome is when everybody wins, right? If you're focused on only winning at any cost, I'm afraid that it's not going to work out as well as if you kind of drop the anger and hostility, drop the bad feelings, and try to find the truth of the situation for yourself and for other people. Okay, it's heavy. It's a bit heavy. Let's ask for some more guidance. These are the archetype cards, the wild unknown archetypes. So eternal spirit, let's have some clarification for Taurus. What archetype can they drop in this month to help them navigate this kind of tricky situation? I desire to know the truth. Taurus, I appreciate you joining me today. And if you haven't already subscribed, I appreciate that. And like and comments. Let me know what's going on with you. When people drop comments in, I sometimes pull a card for them. That's not I'm not tempting you to comment, but I'm a pretty good guy. So people have asked me questions, and I'll pull a card for them. So if that's you, feel free to drop a comment in. What's going on with you? Let me know. Eternal Spirit, desire to know the truth for Taurus by giving them an archetype to help them navigate this situation this month. Desire to know the truth for Taurus. What archetype can they use to help them on their way this month? Okay. The fault line. Okay. So, as I remember from my geology, a fault line is, sort of when two plates interact. Wow. That's kind of like, this is Earth, right? These are Earth. It's like that. I mean, you've got someone who's, not working in your favor, or if it's you, you're working against yourself. So you have this really super practical energy, and you have this kind of like elusive, I would say airy fairy is the word that came to me, but like nebulous energy, let's say. So there's, on the one hand, you have like super clarity, and on the other hand, you have like kind of like a puffy cloud of energy. And and how this plays out is really up to you, right? Like, the more you can cooperate with the people and the situations as they present themselves, the more fortuitous this will be for you. So I can't encourage you enough to go in that direction. Stay positive, right? What's that? When they go low, we go high. I'm not sure I would go all the way with that, but you're not going to get any advantage by being underhanded in this situation. Just the opposite. It will work against you. Imagine we're walking. This is the description of the fault line. Imagine walking across a frozen lake that begins to crack before your eyes. No matter how optimistic and brave you might be, panic ensues, and you become fearful and tense and long for stable ground. Boy, you're longing for stable ground here, that's for sure. Such is the energy of the fault line. It's the energy of walking on eggshells. Oh, yes, walking on eggshells, right? Something about this person. It's probably a man. I'll just say that. Okay, this man. Uh, they can be intense and demanding, and if you're not falling in line, boy, you're going to hear about it, or they're going to manipulate you into doing what they want you to do. Be really careful, Taurus. Okay. It's the energy of walking on eggshells, of precarious dynamics, of sensing what is ready to break open into chaos. It's likely that this cracking open is overdue, as fault lines develop slowly and naturally from underlying elemental pressures. This card comes as a potent warning not to deny the shakiness that's afoot. It's much better to prepare yourself for change than to walk along the fault line pretending all is well. Okay? don't don't fantasize it's okay. It's not okay. Okay, there are challenges here. Face them head on. You have that energy. There is no easy fix for the situation at hand. It will require a foundational shift that alters the current dynamics of the ground up. So that's redefining reality, breaking open. There's all of these little um, that Japanese art where they take the broken ceramics and they put it with gold, right? So kind of celebrating the cracks. And then there's that Leonard Cohen side, right? The Leonard Cohen song where the the cracks is where the light comes in. Okay, so there are definitely cracks in the situation, and believing it's okay is not working in your favor. Manipulating the situation or being manipulated, not in your favor, right? And someone is mad at you, or judgmental of you, or holding you in contempt. Very challenging situation. Cooperation, see what's real, don't be fooled. Okay. And try to have, whenever I'm in a challenging situation, I always think, what's the best outcome for everyone? Okay. And that's the kind of ground you need to take, right? The best outcome for everyone will not be the best outcome unilaterally for you. Like, you're going to have to, there's give and take here. But this person would take and without giving. So caution. Caution. And do not believe what you're being told. It's not the full truth. I'm not saying it's an outright lie. Someone is trying to manipulate you or the situation to their benefit, and you don't deserve that, and I don't want you to fall for that. Okay, we're going to pull one more card here. This is a Sacred Destiny Oracle. What's some inspiration? Inspiration for Taurus this month. A desire to know the truth for Taurus. Let's give Taurus some inspiration. Boy, heavy reading this month, Taurus. I'm sorry. You know, I'm just the messenger, and these are just the messages that come through to me for you. Again, it's general, and it's going to be different if it's your moon or your rising sign. It's always different, you know. And then different where Taurus falls in your birth chart. It's not the end of the world, okay? You know, challenges are, you're being tested, though, and tests are how we develop our character. Okay, inspiration for Taurus. I desire to know the truth for Taurus. What's best for Taurus, the world, and the universe? What's best for everyone involved? How can Taurus be inspired to keep that in mind? I desire to know the truth for Taurus. One more shuffle, one more cut. For Taurus, for May, inspiration. Desire to know the truth, spirits. Okay, what did we get? What did you get? Focus. Okay? Focus is a great way of thinking about this. I mean, this is very nebulous, okay? Both of these energies can be a bit diffuse, right? Like soft focus. This is not soft focus. This is harsh focus, right? This is full on intense, okay? So focusing your energies, focusing, you know, on the outcome that you want, that's great, great advice. Inspiration. Focus. Let me read what it says here. What you focus on is what you pull to you. So put your attention on that which is worthwhile. Concentrate on one desire. Direct your intent to one thing rather than being scattered in many directions. This definitely is scattered, okay? If you started a business and now someone's working against you, like competing or undermining your efforts, you know, you got to focus on that business. If this is a relationship, you got to focus on the relationship. And cooperation is the word I want you to use. Cooperation. Cooperate with situations, with circumstances, with people, with yourself. Cooperate. Direct your intent to one thing rather than being scattered in many directions. When your thoughts and actions are unfocused, it dilutes and diminishes your forward movement. It is much easier to gain results when you are concentrating on one path. Gather your inner resources and with intensity and passion, go forward and upward, and you'll see results. This is also a card of spiritual transcendence and traveling to higher realms. So stay focused on, as you elevate your higher consciousness, you are close to heavenly realms. I'm not sure if I would call this heavenly, but this is definitely, you know, extremes, right? So if you're focused on revenge or, you know, undermining someone, you're working in the wrong direction, and that's just going to bite you on the tail, let's say. Okay, Taurus, stay positive here, and positive, clarity, focus, okay? And don't be fooled by other people's statements. Taurus, I wish you the best this month, and we'll check in next month. And I'm always doing general readings that you can have a look at. And of course, then the privates are open if you want to dive deeper. Thanks for joining me today, Taurus. Peace.